count this in. Well,
You know I don't like to count
we
it
probably
in,
already
man.
live every week if you check this show, right? It's just thing that we got. So we're not gonna go live, but we're live right now. So you hear him do his little thing. I can't say good morning. What's the little dude? Good morning, America.
It's good morning, Vietnam. You talking about Robin Williams?
Yeah, Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's happening?
I see that thing, Bobby.
You got one?
Ooh,
I ain't got one. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we live. I got him.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
I left the Hornets game.
Left the Hornets game.
I was working. I was looking at some shit. So I told you we probably live. But
We
yeah.
definitely live. Oh, you gonna have your phone up like that?
No, oh my bad. I just want to make sure.
Listen, man. Let me scoot up a little bit. Today it brings me great sadness to let y'all know that Westside Candace won't be here tonight. That's me gently stroking Candace's hair.
I don't know where the steam is at tonight. Some shit. What is it? I know that. I hope they ain't got that. What is it? E-Caro?
No, they got that coronavirus.
Corona moment?
They got a little bit of coronavirus. I think Steamer might have a Heineken virus. Later on tonight, I'm probably gonna have the Hennessy virus.
I'm probably gonna catch it from you. Real shit. I mean, I just know. So
It's good to see you, big dog.
I know. Did you see my moves?
Fuck. Oh, excuse me, man.
You should say that. You see my shit,
No,
right?
no. Let me take that back. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy your weekend?
I enjoyed my last week of travel.
I'm feeling some type of way.
You shouldn't.
I was
I did that for us.
I was in Charlotte. You was in South Beach, making me feel some type of way. Now, don't get me wrong. I love CIAA. I love South Beach. And then you stunt on the beach, your ugly ass feet up. What was that about?
I was relaxing. I had been working the night before. I put in some work. CeeLo Green, great show.
What? Wait a minute. You don't just breeze past CeeLo Green?
Yeah, it was great. I seen the Howard dude. What's her name? Howard with the one t-shirt on my pants.
Adina Howard. Shout out to Adina Howard, her t-shirt and her panties.
And her t-shirt skirt.
What?
Yeah.
That's cold
She
freak.
as she was, but you know I like them slim.
For sure.
Wait.
And shout out to Ray Seals, Big Plays. If you really from Charlotte, the real Charlotte, not the 2000 shit, but if you was in Charlotte in the 90s, you know that Big Plays, Adina Howard, t-shirt and panty party. That is one of the most infamous parties to ever hit the Charlotte streets. Was you at that party?
I was definitely in the parking lot. I wasn't old enough to get in. I didn't have an ID.
Okay, we're in the same spot. I was definitely in the parking lot, but you was old enough to get in.
I tried to put that on. I tried to sauce it up like I wasn't old enough to get in.
Well, hey, I wasn't. I was in the park. Woo, wee, boy.
Yeah, it was nice out there. I ain't gonna lie. I remember that. There was a lot. I seen like 4 or 5 girls walk up with their t-shirts. I wasn't down there had panties on, but I knew it was
There was something serious. So let's get back to your weekend, brother. So when did you shoot down to Florida, man? Friday.
Well, I literally shot to Florida after I left DC. Before, what was that? It was DC, Florida. I think I did like 5 states in 3-4 days. And yeah, some of that was layovers, so I ain't gonna act like I was.
It is what it
That
is.
shit was layover.
You touched the soil.
People, I was in DC. I was some of that was layover.
Don't matter. You was there.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Vegas. That's where it
Oh,
started.
you showed out. You've been showing that. Because this is what you've been doing. First of all, that whole Vegas incident with your phone was crazy. Had me super duper paranoid. But this Florida thing had me upset because I'm on the phone with you and I'm like, yeah, what's up? No mention of Florida. I call you back. I don't get no answer. Next thing I see is your ugly ass feet in Florida.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
In the middle of the night when the money called.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. See, when people out there, when your money calls, that means you go across town to your baby mama house, your home, or wherever the money is calling from. The money called my dog. He got to take a flight. Now that's, you know you're going to pick up a heavy bag. That's a Santa bag right there. Did you have some reindeers take you down there with some
Nah,
reindeers?
he was like, them niggas had something to do over in Texas. It was sort of hot. They was getting their hooves shaved. So he said, you know.
Shout out to Santa.
Sent the beamer truck.
Now, let me tell you, while you was down in sunny Florida, I was in Charlotte
It was
for the last CIAA. And let me tell you, we sent that motherfucker out with a bang. It went down in Charlotte this weekend,
so listen,
man.
Listen,
it went down.
I guess I gotta be the motherfucker to say what I'm gonna say.
It went down.
When I came back to the city, I couldn't find one party.
When did you get back?
I came back Sunday night.
Oh, now I wasn't out Sunday because I went so hard by accident on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, early Sunday. I cut up Sunday.
I think I did the old man stroll. I think I did the old walk. I rolled by Cameos, all the old clubs, so then nothing popped.
Oh, nah, I don't know what was popping Sunday, but I seen people Facebook and Instagram, something was popping.
Man, the next day I seen Nintendo was on.
Yeah, bro. Yo, let me tell you something, brother.
Boots it.
Saturday, the weekend, so I don't even know what I did Friday. I worked Friday. Shout out to me, man. I went to work. Okay, then Saturday, I got in the streets early. I was in the streets maybe 10 o'clock Saturday, right? Mm-hmm. I hit, this is no lie, Saturday I might have hit 7 spots, cuz I was all over the place. I took planes, trains, and automobiles all over Charlotte Saturday, and it went down in a major way. Sunday, I went to Lost and Found. Let me tell y'all something, man. Lost and Found is a gym.
Whoa, chill. Don't be giving up. We gotta give it to the people on the side.
I shouldn't have put that out there. No,
we gotta let us take control.
For sure.
Let us.
Sure,
I shit over there first. You gonna tell the niggas where it's at. As soon as we get over there, we gonna fuck it up again. We gonna, every time we get y'all a spot, y'all niggas gonna fuck it up.
Well, I hit everybody I know. Boy, y'all need to get the Lost and Found. Thank me later. It went down.
And they do ID, so don't come over there with that bullshit. So I'm trying to stir some of them niggas away that don't got no ID.
Don't do that, man.
So
I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna be nice today. And I'm trying to watch my language, man.
Oh yeah, what the pastor said, you good. She said she moving how she moving.
Yeah, I still be on some.
I got one thing to say though. I wanna ask them a couple questions to get them right on it too. But Cam Cole.
Ooh, you get right to Cam Cole.
Let me tell you something, man.
Speed.
Quit doing this to my city, man. We should be representing ourselves way better. You think that does it? You jump online and you
a featherweight.
I don't even know.
I don't know how to feel about that incident.
I think it's dumb.
Because I don't know what that guy did. Now, first of all, I don't know what I hope that guy did something that was super disrespectful and he had to jump on him. Because the dude ain't from here, they're out of town now.
So let's improv. Me and you, we the best at it. This is what I probably feel like happened.
Okay.
Hey, yo, Cam, why you let that nigga beat you up like that, son?
Exactly. Ass whooping for you.
What you mean?
Come on, man.
The man asked him what happened. He probably was like, yo, what happened?
And okay, then I'll be Cam Cole. You ask me what happened. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hey, Cam, what happened, man?
I can show you better than I can tell you. And I happen to whoop that nigga ass. Man, come on, don't do that, bro. Listen, this is what I grew up on. Unless you can beat that person up too, don't say nothing about the previous ass whooping that he's taking. You know what I'm saying? Unless you can beat him too, because if you say something to me, I done got my ass whooped, because I'm not the best fighter in the world. If I was, I'd be Floyd Mayweather Jr. getting paid. So, with that being said, I'm going to go. But that don't mean I'm going to win. I tell you what, if you watch me lose, you better be able to whoop my ass if you got something to say. Because we finna fight too. You want something to him, man? No.
I'm just saying, my thing is, like, that's why people don't want to fuck with the city, because you start doing that negative shit. He should have just been on some shit like, listen, bro, it ain't that serious. And then the girl tougher than him. You see the girl? Yeah.
I don't even know.
I thought that bitch was wearing cabbage patch or something.
Yeah. But whose side was she on?
I did.
I thought she was with him. She squared up with another dude. I don't know what's going on with her. I think she was just drunk and wanted to be in the mix.
All I know is, listen, man, we need to just try to have some peace in the streets. Damn, see, I double that. We might want to get that back. Y'all fuck up the right outside. I don't even like hang. Tell us I was like hang with certain niggas sometimes. I said certain niggas.
So that's why you the big homie, man. You know, you're older, you're wiser, you're more mature. He's about peace. I'm about to be from out of town, running your fucking mouth. Need to beat his ass. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. The dude was from Boston. He was gonna go back to Boston. Yeah, I was down in Charlotte. I seen the nigga. Said da-da-da-da-da. They ain't do nothing. They soft down there. So kudos to you, Cam Cole. You got your ass whooped in Southpaw. Knocked it down with your ass out. But you handled your business.
T-shirt went platinum.
But now you still gonna be a soldier if that dude didn't do nothing. You just took off on this little dude now. So I hope he definitely disrespected before you went in on him.
So you said you want to interview Cam Cole?
I would love to interview Cam Cole.
I want somebody to catch. And then
If y'all know Cam Cole, man, please tell him to go holler at the WestSidin.
This is what I want to start doing. If y'all niggas want to fight, get the gloves out. And just if y'all got all this aggression, y'all niggas want to fight, get the gloves out.
Let me tell you something about people. I ain't even gonna limit this to black people. Let me tell you something about people.
Okay.
People can't fight.
Niggas be acting like they can fight. Think they haven't fight since '88.
It's really just two people wild. You know what I'm saying?
You see how Cam Belly jumped out? That nigga was wild. We don't fight. Put us to work. I'm like, this ninja shit. How would he? Why not tell this nigga ass up right here? Why he like?
And set the captain game up, because the captain said Cam Cole knocked somebody out. The man clearly was not out there. He was wide away. That's all I had to say. He wasn't.
Doing, man.
He was up.
Like your Craig. What's wrong with you?
He was up.
Yo, oh man, and for all the ladies that came here for CIAA, bro, you would not believe some of the stuff I saw. They thought they was in South Beach. I seen so many bikinis and just girls wearing thongs and fishnets. Man, shout out to everybody who got Charlotte confused with South Beach this weekend. Boy, y'all did that. The weather was warm too. They did that. Man.
Cool 70, right?
No doubt, yeah. And I want to say something else too, man. This guy I hate a little bit. Can I hate him? We don't like that.
You know, it's a little bit of all of us. Niggas just don't want to act like
But
I'm a little hate on the low sometimes.
I would-
That ain't shit.
I would do this. Nah, I ain't gonna hate. I'm gonna have to hate on the
Get
side.
your shit out. At least you doing it on air, nigga. You can't take it back, motherfucker. Like, y'all hating on your ass. In your face. The world seeing you hate, nigga. I didn't hide the hate.
No, as a matter of fact, I don't even know how I want to phrase this, man. But it was. I met a cool.
Say this shit how it go, the nigga.
I don't know. I don't even know how to phrase. I was just gonna. It was just an observation, shall I say that? Well, I seen this dude. He was with his partner. You know what I'm saying? They pulling up.
Mistake number one.
They in two separate cars though. They pull up in front of the club, stunting. You know how they
They
do.
had nothing to do.
No, but look.
No bitches.
One of the dudes had a Bentley, coupe. Other guy has a Camaro.
You should have rolled with him, big dog.
Hey, very much, I don't know what to say, 'cause like that's something I would do. But listen, man, you and your boy, you can't be back to back. One in the Bentley, one in the Camaro, man. You just go park first. I'm gonna come park 10 minutes later.
Hold up. Check a play, because I want these niggas to get their credit. If it was a Hellcat, that thing about 70 racks. Anybody in the back? How much the Hellcat?
I don't know what it is. I'm not really into cars. And that's the beauty of a Bentley. You ain't got to be into cars to say that. That's a fucking Bentley. That looks expensive. My baby mama got one of those.
I hope it wasn't the dude from Stanley with that 82 Bentley pulling up like he's the. Like, bro, clearly we know this is one of them cars they got from New Jersey and they put a motor. It's a Bentley body with a Nissan motor in this motherfucker. Boy, I hear you pulling up. Bentley pull up like. That shit
Hey, but when I tell you, buddy hopped out like he was like they was in twin Bentleys. So shout out to that dude in the Camaro, man, who got that Bentley personality. Cause that's me. If y'all know me, y'all know I got like a 1928 Lexus. Okay, tell me it ain't no 2021 LS4 89. Yeah, that's a big body. When you see me, move, bitch, get out the way. Cause that thing is food, yeah.
Listen, man, I got some people sitting here.
Hold on now. We got one more. Why you always rushing me through my current event? I got one more.
More interested in this shit because I don't care, boy.
I know, I ain't talking about
We
that.
wasted 3 minutes on Cam.
No.
And then I don't want
wait a
to
minute.
shuffle town shit because I ain't got no problem with Cam because I see he like to get it in. The nigga hit me, I'm going to tell you what's happening.
Okay, shout out to Cam. Did you see this is what I want to talk about for a second, but if you didn't see it, I want to talk about it.
I probably saw it.
Carmen's, the clip I sent you, and y'all don't know who Carmen is Nas's baby mama, the girl that Jay-Z had sex with, the one that they was beefing over. Everybody heard about her, but they never heard her side of the story. Did you see that clip I sent you?
You sent me the clip. This is the thing, though.
Hold on, let me play. Hold on, we're gonna play the clip, and we're gonna see what they say.
All right, we're gonna play the clip.
Yeah.
Called Nas, like, all right, let's talk. So I had a conversation with Nas, like any attorney would have with their client.
Okay.
And I just basically told him, listen, if you want to win this case, you're going to have to go this route. Because I knew what type of person Jay-Z was. Jay-Z's he can be insecure. He has a little bit of low self-esteem in certain areas. And he's sensitive. And I kind of knew what areas, we all have sensitivities. We all have, things about us that we don't necessarily want the public to know about. And I told Nas, this is your opportunity to do whatever you need to do, but you have to do it all in one song. Like all of this subliminal drop and mix, just rock this nigga and let's move on.
Okay. And then that became Ether.
Alright, and we back.
First of all,
What, man?
shout out to Nas.
Shout out to Nas.
5 months should have been given. I ain't even gonna say nothing because I'm gonna have to do business with this man.
Okay,
So
this is what I would
say.
Like I said, we never heard her side. So in my mind, I think this is some loose woman, these dudes smashing some groupie or something. I don't know, trying to put a baby in. Then I heard this interview. And a lot of times, when we talk about black girl magic and girl power and all of that, you think about people on the BET Awards and all of these high officials, or just whatever. That woman right there really understands power, how to use it, and how to stand behind her man. I love when she told Nas, first of all, she gave him all the information he needed. Then she told him what could possibly come back to him. Then she told him all that bullshit that Jay doing, dropping these subliminals. You made one song, air out the dirty laundry. She said, let's rock this nigga and be done with it. And that became Ether, is what she said. What?
I'm not gonna fuck up this check like I said. Can we move on?
Wait a minute, we can check him, Nas.
One day.
Fuck you, Nas. I rock with you, Nas, but
not even saying that. I'm saying literally. Sometimes you have to, and I think this is gonna go very great with the next people we talk. Sometimes you're a woman, you just gotta be quiet. I was literally in a situation this weekend. Sometimes this ain't to me, it just ain't her place to talk. It's like you wanted to have something to say so you could say you was responsible for something. You let your king be a king in front of the people. You just had to say, I'm the reason why.
Don't you do it.
With this whack ass hairdo, first of all, nah. Get this bitch hair done. She look like they might be broke up right now. And she did this shit on some other shit because her hair looks super stanky yet.
But what I like, now in the interview, what she said exactly that. She said, I told them both, y'all need to cut it out. Don't do it. Because she was talking about how she was evolving at the time. She told them not to even go there, not at all. What she said was...
No, I'm talking about how she looked on that interview, not at the moment when she evolved. She has evolved and she looks super...
No, what you talking about her hairdo. I'm talking about her mentality, how you was like, she just wanted to say...
Mentality?
You say she just wanted to be heard or whatever. No, that ain't what she said. She said she told them not to do it. She said that's her baby daddy.
So,
and she
so
tied
let me break that down with you.
So, you know, I talked to Jay today, and I told him both of y'all need to knock it out like I'm telling you, you need to knock it out. With him, both of you should just knock it out. You know I'm involved in it. Bitch, you was talking to Jay today? You still got his number?
Yeah.
Excuse me, your baby clothes.
All them hoes,
It's fine.
all them hoes, you gotta.
Don't get me turned up with this shit. I like both of these guys.
But what?
I don't do that. Wait, like,
Shout out to Carmen, like I said, she teaching y'all about power.
Look like
What
she-
she, well, hold on, this is the lesson.
Onions over some rice. She look like
This
this.
is the whole thing of the
So I had a
we're gonna get
conversation
right into, I guess. A,
with Nas, like
nigga, stop
an
pillow talk.
attorney would have
It's
to
a bitch, you smashing on the low. You want a pillow talk, so
And I
that's how
just
you business
basically
got
told
out.
him, listen, if
Two,
you want to win
you
this
smashing
case,
her. She
you're
don't
gonna have
say
to.
shit. The game's so fucked up now, girls just run off at the mouth. Now you run off at the mouth. So nobody should have known her business. So then once you put her business in the street, first of all, now you the hoe, because you put her business in the street, and then she boosted her man up. She told like, yo, this is my baby daddy. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect him but me. And that's what she said. And she said she put that battery in his back to go smash him. And then that's how they came up with either. But we ain't gonna talk about baby mamas and girlfriends and all that. What we gonna talk about is love and marriage. And with no further ado, Dr. Latika McPherson.
So listen, man, I know this is going to be great. I know y'all done heard the bullshit. Y'all see how we're moving quick and fast. I literally want to ask her what she thinks because this is right up her alley. Like, could you tell me how you felt about that? I mean, do you know what she said? I know you may not heard the clip because we cut it in, but.
No, I haven't heard it.
All right, cool. Before we want to actually comment, we'll just get right into whatever it is that you like to talk about. So
But
tell
if you want to give me a little, just a little speed
I mean,
catch-up.
she basically, to me, like I was saying, I think she just spoke out of term. She's basically speaking about the song Ether that she told Nas, basically said she choreographed Nas to make to diss Jay, and it was just, to me, it's too late. Like, you should have did that early or something, or it ain't, why are you talking about that now?
Right, so your take, it sounds like you're saying that she's using it to get her where she needs to be. Because
Yeah, she wants some internet hits. I bet you, I didn't even see the caption. I bet you it had Jay-Z, and they didn't have her name first. It had Jay-Z, Nas, and what I told them.
But
I told Jay-Z and Nas, or I told Nas this.
I mean, I feel what you're saying, but I think it does go hand in hand because at the end of the day, neither one of them are her husband, and if her
No, Nas is her husband.
no, this is baby mama. Yes, they ain't married.
They not married?
No, this is
right.
baby
So
mama.
if her goal is to get what she wants, she's succeeding.
But it ain't really her because it wasn't her show. It's Vlad. I don't know if y'all familiar with Vlad.
Uh-huh.
Vlad had her on. So I don't think it's like her because she didn't push no book or her new movie coming out or her new mixtape.
But how many more followers will she have so that she can make something up, or somebody can give her a little something to get in the door?
Oh, no doubt. But I think this was more Vlad than her. And like I said, I think I'm really doing her a disservice because she had a full interview, but I like just that clip because it was her, like I said, teaching you about power. This is Jay-Z pillow talking, and she said some very interesting things. And I liked it because a lot of times women are more insightful than men. So what she told Nas, like I said in the clip, what she told Nas was that, there's some areas in Jay's life where he's insecure about this. And she was like, we all have areas of, things we don't want in public or whatever.
Bro.
That's what she said.
Bro, you ain't fooling the doctor. You talking she was insightful.
She was.
Fooling the doctor.
Oh, you don't think you don't think what she said about Jay was true? I definitely do. Cause I'm a Jay fan.
I don't know. I just know I'm gonna hit where it hurt when I got a chance. Even if I can put it out there to the world that a guy insecure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it out there. And then she said she orchestrated this, so she gonna make it sound good on her side. Like, yeah, Jay's insecure.
But no, what she said was right. I don't care.
You think he insecure with that building?
I think it's certain areas, like you said, there's certain areas of his life that he don't want out into the public, and that's everybody. And then everybody do.
This is what Jay has said. Did you hear what the girl said about me in another book? You didn't hear what she said.
Listen, man.
So I'm really not.
That don't mean.
I'm really not. You know.
in that area, but you can listen because like I said, I'm a Jay fan, and in Jay's lyrics, what she was saying, it come through in his lyrics. All his stuff from Reasonable Doubt all the way up.
One. What are you talking about?
It what?
I can buy whatever I want. I'm
But
not,
like once again, what we finna talk about is mental health, correct?
Okay.
I understand.
So what I'm saying is money does not justify everything. Just because you're rich don't mean you don't have insecurity.
In the situation, no, this is where I'm not saying the money justify. It's just like, just because she said I don't have to believe it. If we at war, I'm gonna say things that's gonna make it seem as if I know more than what I know. So I don't
word it, yeah.
and I don't know nothing that really happened. So like I told him, I didn't really want to talk about because I like Nas, I like Jay-Z. But at the end of the day, what I see is somebody trying to use another avenue to just build followers.
But yeah, that was what Vlad did, and Vlad interviewed everybody.
What would have been her benefit? Like, how could she have benefited him, or how could he have benefited from that?
Because
if she wasn't only looking for a cloud or looking for more followers, like what could she?
Because what it is like Vlad is, and some people say Vlad a culture vulture, but Vlad does hip hop stuff. So hip hop is based on battle rap, beef, and all of that. Like we rank top rated beef songs or top rated whatever. So I think what he was doing was just shedding light. It ain't like, I don't think she called him, was like, I want to come up there and talk about it. I think he was more so like, you know, yeah, because Vlad to talk about some beef from 1985. He'll interview fucking
it wasn't
whoever.
Information she volunteered.
Exactly. Yeah, she wasn't bashing nobody. She didn't say nothing. She was really just stating what it was. And then, like you said, you're gonna say stuff, make up stuff, whatever. But that's what makes diss records good, is when the facts hit more closer to home. And what was said in Ether,
it's gonna be much more real.
Exactly. What was said in Ether, it wasn't late breaking news to me. And what she said in that interview wasn't late breaking news, because I love hip hop and I'm a Jay fan, and I listen to lyrics. And the stuff that she said about Jay, the insecurities or the areas that he may not highlight or whatever, it's all in his music. So it ain't like it's nothing he's ashamed of. You know, like I said, he talk about some of the stuff she talk about. But yeah, let's move on. How y'all doing tonight?
Hi, how
Good.
are you?
I am well. So, you guys come up here. You guys have YouTube. Give out your YouTube channel.
Our YouTube channel is Getting to Know Marriage. Getting to Know Marriage.
And you guys are married, correct?
We are married. We have been married 4 years in May.
4 years. How long you guys been together?
We have
Uh-oh.
It'll only be 5 years. We got married before we were together for a year. We weren't even together for a year.
Real bro looked in my eyes. Look, I'm scared. That nigga, he look like a vampire. Just tell me what you want me to do, because the way he looking at me, I'm like, yes, bro. Should I go gas the car up? So
Both of us came out of long-term marriages, so.
Wait a minute. So this is, hold on, I don't want to jump too close. This is number 2 for you?
For me, yes.
okay.
Oh, okay. All right. So, how long was your first marriage?
My first marriage was 20 years.
Can I grill y'all right quick? You don't mind, do you?
Go.
Okay, how long was your first marriage?
20 years. Boom. What happened? You can figure it out. 20 years. I told you I mean.
And you jumped back in the fire?
I jumped back. It wasn't fire. It was 20 years of me not being me to the fullest.
Yeah.
So then I jumped back in real quick because I was like, okay, if I just be me, it'll work.
That's what my homeboy used to say when he was in jail. I knew this shit was real. He'd be like, somebody said something, he'd be like,
All right. Now, how long were you married?
12 years.
What's that?
We just finna be old motherfucking friends. How old people do this, my friend? Y'all been friends for 30. I ain't fucking up my social security check.
Introduce me as your friend.
We just
It's not
friends.
gonna work, Cleo. Every time I go in your house, you come out, this my friend.
So, like, I'm curious. So, 20 years, it was over. And how long were you single before you met this fella?
So, true story, we were still married
Uh-huh.
when I met my current husband.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how that goes. I don't know if everybody's real about it. When you're in a marriage, it doesn't just end one day, right?
No.
So prior to him telling me that we were gonna divorce, that's what he wanted, that's what he felt like would work, because I was raised in church, so I was satisfied with just being in the marriage for the sake of not sinning, divorcing, right?
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, God, if you tell him to leave, I'm good.
Yeah.
So he came to me like, we got a divorce, and I was like, oh,
You did right.
I'm out of here, but
You looking for loopholes with God?
absolutely, you got to be real, right? I was, because they was gonna judge me if I didn't, right? If only I knew then what I know now.
Clearly, this is not all what was supposed to be said, so I think I could sort of. You see what Sister Oldie, they gave up for that shit. Give me anything.
It's anything, but yeah, so he told me he wanted a divorce, but prior to that, I want to say the 3, 4, 5 years before that, we had already started distancing, and yeah, when he told me he wanted a divorce, literally maybe within a week, I met him. One of my sons took his car to his shop to be fixed, and I met him, and it was like, this is him. Like, it was just way too obvious. I don't know why I didn't
Was
believe
he
in
holding
love.
a wrench? What was he doing? How was
He just walked. You know what I told him a couple days ago? I said, I figured out what it is. Almost 5 years later, I figured out what it was. His confidence, his sweat, his walk has this confidence. And when he walked out, it was just like, that's it. He knows who he is. I get to be who I am. It caught me. And the divorce was already in the process. But yeah, we were still living in the same house, and I was moving on, and it is what it is.
All right. First of all, we didn't even get your name. Now, what's your name?
Said I don't like to talk.
Go ahead,
I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody, I'm just a mechanic.
Okay, Mr. Mechanic.
Mr. Fix It.
I'm gonna call you Mr. Mechanic. All right, now,
My name is Greg.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
All right. Now, how long were you single before this meeting encounter?
Well, I got divorced in 2010, so I had a little bit of time to play around.
Oh, okay.
6 years.
You went through your whole phase.
You know,
He said, yeah.
See how they get who they? I like this shit.
That sucker wrench got plenty of action, brother. When she came around, I was ready.
Got that on.
Women over there pushing tires and shit. You know how they can't, then he can't walking out there, the oars on me, pushing and shit. You say you want a tuna?
But let me tell you how smooth he is. I told you that confidence. Look at his hands. He don't get dirty. He's a mechanic that's not dirty. They don't even do that.
He's a businessman.
Swag goo. I like that.
Yes, yes.
Now, let me ask you, so you said, a marriage doesn't end overnight. It's a process. So at what point in this process, or what point in the marriage did you realize, like, yo, I've lost who I am. I'm not myself.
Once nothing made sense. So the marriage didn't make sense. The people that were supporting me didn't make sense. How the kids felt didn't make sense. It was like I couldn't understand how I was putting in 100%, but still everything around me was crumbling. It wasn't making sense. And when I looked up and everybody and everything was gone, that's when I realized that's because you're not doing you. They're doing them. And you can't be mad at that, but you're not being you. So then when things happen, they don't even know how to treat you, you know? So it was like, okay, I quit, I'm being me.
All right. Now, when it comes to divorce and children, that's always a sticky or complex situation. So you realize, dang, this marriage ain't gonna work. You prayed that he would leave first so you could get the loophole.
Right.
I take this nigga.
Now,
I just paid the insurance.
now,
Yes, Jesus, take it.
I can see that. I can see that as a media headline.
Right.
Aston finds loophole.
That's how it gets you, right?
But anyway,
But what you say, I done already told the world, so you ain't gonna use that
Yeah,
against
yeah,
me. I
I
said first, I sure
listen,
did.
You shouldn't be mad about how you feel. The
It
girl
was
said,
real, right?
I'm gonna pray this nigga off me. Lord, take it.
so when that was going on, what was your thought process concerning the children?
Okay, so The only thing that gave me courage to leave was my children. When I finally realized if he leaves, this is over, it was some abuse with my children. And the last thing that I saw that week before he left, I was like, okay, I can take a whole lot, but y'all know how us black women is. Once you start with my kids, you about to lose your whole head. It's over. So.
And it's crazy you said lose your whole head. Because I was in my mind, we said black women and kids. I saw Celie sharpening and about to cut her head off. So yeah.
That's when it get real. Now you mess with me, but you mess with my babies. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
So.
And it's crazy too, because like a lot of times parents will say like, well, you know, we didn't want to separate the children, whatever. And kids, well, I don't know because I didn't go through a divorce, but I can imagine that kids value happiness as well.
They do.
So at what point are you staying in this marriage to the detriment of your children?
Yeah, and I'll tell you, my older boys were already adults, right? So I had my youngest son was 10 when we met. Which, like I said, that week time frame, poor baby, of when Daddy left and Mr. Greg lives here. Like, wait a minute,
I'm the mechanic.
right? And then it's the older two who were at the time 19 and 21. So it was a lot of whoa, you know, it was a lot of kickback initially. But when I tell you I decided to live for me. At that point, I was like, you know what, in my head, I didn't know what your dad this long for you. It's a wrap. I'm doing me now, you know? So I stood up for me. And the older ones, we went through a lot, but they was like, Mom, we've never seen you this happy. So at the end of the day, next year we'll talk and laugh about it. I don't care what we go through, you gotta be happy. And they were able to see that, so it was helpful.
That's what, so you want to see Mom Dukes happy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know she paid the insurance, we can go to
You go.
She bring the guy, we can go get that. You know that nigga hit me with a rock. He couldn't catch it. Fuck him up.
Now let me ask the mechanic.
I had a question. I wanted to cross-examine
What?
that nigga.
Go ahead, handle your business. You know I love love.
All I wanted to say is, bro, listen. I'm gonna ask you this one question, and I'm like, no. Right?
Uh-oh. Put my seatbelt
How
on.
you get your shit shaped up so sharp on the side? I think that's got something to do with it. The way you, because when they look at you, shape up sharp.
Give me some on
And
that.
smooth. Just a smooth nigga. I want to be his friend. I like this.
His hat ain't even on his head. It's just hovering right here.
Yeah, I could understand. Like this, I want this to be my uncle. You know how I got the kid. I had to have one kid come on here.
You got 35
10,000 girls
families.
jump on here. I'm like, well, this is my uncle right here, because I'm gonna try to push myself to be more like him. Because dude, I'm lost right now.
He is lost. He needs some.
I need guidance, bro.
My dog trying to put it together.
I was
Man.
trying.
He's a family guy.
Yeah, let's keep it on them. Keep it on them, like they're saying.
He's a
I mean, keep it on the eye. Keep it on the eye.
Well, he has a hard exterior, but you know, my dog, he's a family man.
Yeah,
So
I love family, but I'm like I say, I don't want a woman to be with me because of kids. I want a woman to be happy. I want to, if anything, the woman that's with me, if you're not happy with me, let's try to figure out something that can make you happy. Because at the end of the day, we spent 20 years together. We had to like one another at some time. So, you know, I know it'd be different situations with different people because, like you said, it was abuse. I'm just super cool. I laugh. And, you know, maybe that ain't for everybody, but it's just like I say, I want the woman that I'm with, even if it doesn't work between us, I want her to excel and do better. So I'm super cool.
And let me just say, because, you know, this is a live interview, never have I been abused by him.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying like
abuse with the children, but never. But to what you just said, it was 20 years, but with both of us, I got married when I was 18.
Yeah, I was talking
Right,
about
so,
my 20.
you know what I mean? When you young like that, it sounds cute, it looks cool, but you don't really know what you're doing. You don't even know who you are. That's why you can't be who you are. You know what I mean? Doing too much too soon, more so than anything.
Yeah, you are definitely right about that. For real. Now, can I get your business a little bit, mechanic? Now, what led to the end of your marriage?
Infidelity.
Okay, we're gonna do that right there. Now, what I want to know is,
Wait,
What?
because I love my husband's reputation, not on his part.
We already
Oh,
knew. I
okay.
could tell.
Yeah, I
he
already
was
knew.
supposed to- He had already told us he had already did everything in high school.
So-
He did cartwheels, flippy flips, and spinny spins, and all that. You know.
Okay, sorry.
So the
Black
you know,
men
you
don't
had
cheat.
your issues. You had your issues. Now, a lot of times, people bring stuff to a relationship. You know, I don't want you to do this. My last guy did this. My last woman did that. You know, with whatever's going on. Some people bring trust issues. Was there any of that, or when you guys got together, look, that's dead. That's dead. We build it. Let's go.
When we got together, we both made a promise to each other that we was gonna be ourselves and give each other 100%.
Yeah.
That was a struggle for me. I made a promise, but it was a lot of reminding that had to be put in place. I was in a relationship where, you know, typical, I'm taking care of everything, everybody doing, so that's what I went into with him. And I got my boys, and I've been doing this for 100 years, and I don't need nobody, because I'm a woman's man, all of that. Yeah, that was me. I got this, I got a house, I got a car, I don't need, you know, all of that. And he was like, ma'am, what are you doing?
Thank you.
I'm doing, but then I made that promise, so I was like, oh shoot. And things started happening, and I had to keep little by little letting go. But he's super consistent, so.
Yo, man. You might be his uncle, but you my hero. Okay, listen, real talk, man.
Please do not forget to.
When those women come with the I'm this, I'm that, I got that. It takes a lot as a man to deal with that, because we really be wanting to say, well, shut the up. Like, okay.
And sometimes you do have to say that.
Yeah.
I had a car in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need no man. So shout out to, and that C word you just said, because that's where I fall short. We got to know our weaknesses, you know what I'm saying? And with me, consistency, I fall short with that, because I'm tired, you know. I might go home for a week, maybe 10 days. You ain't acting right there. I'm out. That's it. I ain't consistent. Or, and this could be the Libra in me too, because I done read this about it. Like the first, like I say, week to 10 days, you are my everything. I call good morning, beautiful. How did you read? I do all of that. And then, you know, shit, after 2 weeks,
I don't know if they have anything to do with, now I'm one that's on astrology, I love it.
Oh, I
But
know.
you know, Sagittarius sign, they say the same thing, and I've had a lot of people say.
oh yeah, see, I just know mine. I don't know other people's. Yeah.
But if somebody catch you, what I'm saying is if that person catch you, you'll figure it out, I promise you.
Because
You will.
consistency is big. Throughout my career, I'm not a player anymore, but when I was, throughout my career, I was in the Hall of Fame, they retired from jail and shit. But that was one of my big things. You know, women love consistency, man. So that's definitely a jewel for you fellas. If you didn't know that, women like that consistency.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the jewel for you ladies is get with the Sagittarius. We the best.
Absolutely, I get
Yeah,
it.
real spill, bro. You should check out our
Man,
You should check out our Sagittarius. We laid back guys. We good to our women, and we not afraid of commitment.
Libras are best. Now with that commitment thing, it might be hard to get a Libra, but we bring balance to the universe. Our sign is a scale. You know, we're compatible with a little bit of everybody. But let me ask you this. Okay, so once y'all got into marriage, how long was it before you started writing books?
So I wrote all of my books before I met him.
Oh, okay.
The book
I'm
titled
mad.
Getting to Know Marriage, I wrote, and it was released 3 months before I was divorced. So I was like, okay, God, this is a big joke, right? What are you doing? How am I gonna sell this? But in all honesty, I went back and read that book when I met him. And it was some stuff that I needed for me. So that book, I thought was for everybody else, but it was for me and how to make this current marriage work.
Boom. And I've never been in trouble per se, but I've been around people that's been in trouble. So similar to the situation with this book, like how you was like, dang, the book came out, I got divorced. But like, yeah, it's good. Okay, I was a criminal back in the day.
Okay.
So, the average person would want to talk to people who got away with the crime, which I like talking to people who got away with the crime too. But it's just as important to talk to the person that got caught for the crime.
That's right.
How did you get caught? What were some of the mistakes you made? What was going on? So maybe that's what the whole thing was with the book. Like I said, when you went back and read it, you know, it tightened you up.
It
Got you
definitely
ready.
was, and I put it to the side, I shelved it. And when I met him, he's like, you what, you a pastor? And you wrote books? Where they at? Shake the dust, put these up in my shop. And we going to this place, and you going, I'm like,
Do you not see?
I
You
love
don't
it.
see him in me and me.
okay.
I do.
You see everything like that. Come on.
And real talk, I do.
Yeah, so he kicked me back out there, and here I am today. Because I was like, you know what, I'm done, this is stupid.
Yeah, that's how we started this podcast. Same thing. Y'all are some Sagittarius, because just like you, I had talked about doing a podcast one time and shelved it. And just like him, he said, no, we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to go here. We're going to get this. We're going to do this.
Shit. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck you talking about? How you can do it yourself?
So maybe it is something this Sagittarius thing. I'm thinking, hey, Sagittarius is out there. Yeah. No, I'm just playing. I ain't doing nothing. Like I say, my jersey's in the Raptors. I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm out the game.
I'm
What?
definitely out of there.
Y'all gotta ask some good questions.
Uh-oh.
I mean, yo, you know what it is? It's like every time when you finally get something good, you don't want to tarnish it. It's like I don't want to put the bullshit on him. When you got a good nigga, you just gotta be like, yo, this man.
Okay, but how about let me offer a word of advice?
Okay, well, let's hold on. Before you do that, let me tell you this. This is our platform, right? I know a lot of shit. He knows a lot of shit. Steamer knows a lot of shit. But we don't know everything. And we also not those people who like this our shit, don't say nothing. You're at home. This is do it.
If you feel a sense that you need to tell me, boy, you need to go home. You've been in a relationship for 20 years. Because you need to get a woman a chance.
So the mechanic want to tell us something too. We ain't asking the right
I
question.
just-
Mechanic, he
And
got
I
some
know
game
my
with you.
husband's mine, so
You
let
want me to tell you what I
lead
get from
y'all.
him?
Okay,
No,
go.
let me tell you what I get from him first.
Go.
You know how it'd be a guy, you'd be like, oh man, damn, bro, you ain't gonna holler at these hoes? Nah, I'm cool.
Right.
Cause he already doing shit that, like he nothing. You could. It's like it's gotta be in you. They can't pour it on you. I see it in him. Like he a good nigga.
And
And
that's what
like,
I saw.
I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. And I also know this about Sagittarius because we're very loving. We do have the arrow and we do bring the love. We hoe out early, dog. Bitches like us, dog. We get up fucking high school, elementary, in my homeboy college dorm, everywhere. We already be fucked out, so we finally see a girl. Well, I'm gonna get her.
Word.
I'm gonna take her. I'm gonna keep her because I know how to handle a woman and I know what she needs because I've been with 30 dumb bitches. I know these bitches dumb. She's smart. She can read and she write. This shit big. She write books.
Wait a minute. She can read and write?
She talk to people.
Real English too, not text language? That's crazy. That's a Jew.
Whoa.
She actually spell words out, not put like numbers and shit in there.
She could
Yeah.
still write in cursive.
Oh Lord. Let's let them get to it. Run it, please.
So, my word of advice, one of the big mistakes that I made in my previous marriage, as a woman, what we do, right? I used sex as a weapon, right? So when I'm mad, no. When I'm in my feelings, when I'm emotional, whatever it is, mad at you, mad at the kids, just whatever.
Yeah, stop
But
doing
I
that. I
will
need
say, in my current marriage, if you want to stay married, sex is a necessity. The more sex, the better your intimacy, your relationship period. I'm not even making it up.
I'm single. Do you have sisters that think like you? Bro, I'm a Sagittarius and I live on the west side. Could you say that shit again?
It's so important. I'm serious. Like sometimes you gotta push through arguments to have sex because the more sex you have, the closer you bond, and it keeps you from stuff. It just keeps you from
Are
stuff.
you zooming in on her?
I am in.
Listen, 'cause when you fucking ain't nothing
I'm all
going
in.
on.
Listen, I mean, you gotta. It's just.
Listen, make
And
it up.
sometimes, this happened to me before, you can actually continue the argument during sex. It gets a little physical, you roll around, you wrestle.
I said this which one was easy.
And then you end up like,
Right, everybody.
high five each other. That one-
Everybody's all cuddled up and night, right? It's over.
hit the nail on that. Sex is a weapon. Now you zoom in on me, Steve.
I mean,
Because I tell a woman, I tell her, you listen to me, I'm fucking tonight. It's gonna be you, somebody else. I'm fucking tonight. So you can, you know, get upset and do all that you want to, but I'm fucking tonight. Keep on, I'll be a father and ATL.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But yeah,
Don't
ladies,
do that.
definitely
We
don't.
gave up one spot. We let them know where we was at. Don't do that.
Okay, yeah, my
Don't do
bad.
that.
We're gonna edit that out in post-production.
Zing, zing.
Okay, so we got sex as a weapon. Ladies, give up that booty. And I don't want to be. Listen, ladies. Can I say that, man? Suck that dick, man. Suck that dick.
Tripping if you don't say that.
Like you love it, not the.
So,
Suck that dick like the antidote in it. Ain't that what Chris Rock said? You damn right. That's to give her a life.
so
This is what you have to tell a female.
Oh.
Suck it like it's somebody that you just met. Because that's what females tend to do. You meet him and you want to get all into it. Then when he your husband, I don't really mind. But when you met him, you would pay to get your hair redone.
Yeah.
So do what you do, and then you don't have to worry about those issues.
I remember, I know I had that love. She talking about, man, this girl, we was having sex in the morning, in the evening, at night. I don't even know where the kids was. We was having so much sex.
They were watching. Knocking on the door. Stop that. Get out, my mama. Get out, my mama.
I felt that love. I know that it's like a lane. It's hard to get in that. When you get in that lane with a girl, you be like, she could cook onions and slaw with some crazy shit. That shit was great, baby. The slaw was good.
You don't ever want to lose that.
Now let me ask you this, and this is, I always wondered this, right? What percentage of women do you think marries their best sex partner?
I would go real low.
Real low.
Real low, like 5. For women.
Yeah.
Now for men, maybe something different. He can, but for women, I would go low because I don't want to say all, but most women just settle. They forget all about themselves. It's just like, oh, you gonna marry me?
So I
Got
got
it.
it.
Yes,
I
let's
got
do
it
that.
right. I got the shit for you. I finally come up with a good question for him.
Run it.
So, when you see the storm of a lady running up doing all the shit she was doing, is this some Jedi shit you know? Like, what made you say, like, yo, you know what, man? Like, did you do a thorough investigation? Did you go on her Instagram? Did you see she put a booty up on Snapchat? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what made you say, like, you know, fuck with her. Because I'm pretty sure when you walking out with that wrench and you doing your shit is more than just her, like, you nigga, you been free.
Yeah.
Drop that nigga off. So tell me, I mean, what about her? Like, yo, when she came up, how did you get control? Because she clearly says you took control, kicked that ass. So what, like, how could you talk to these niggas? Because some niggas don't know. They be like, I mean, knock the shit out of this bitch.
Right.
This bitch fucking with me, dog. So how did you do it?
You want to know the beginning? Like,
Yeah, the beginning, from the very beginning, like when you seen it, you like, how it go?
Well, I was just me, you know. I don't let people intimidate. So when I say intimidate me, I mean in a good way or a bad way. You know, that person can be a person like her. She's very special. She's very special. And when I saw her, I already knew. I already knew because number one, I know her type, you know, and her type was my type.
Okay.
So I had to, once I figured out her type, I had to see if her attitude was
match up.
right with my attitude. Now when when she pulled up in her car. It was nice and clean. She looked really, you know, I could tell she took care of herself. You know what I'm saying? She's what you call independent woman.
Yeah.
You know, most men are afraid of independent women. That's a trigger for me. You could go get you.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I did.
Okay.
What's
Say again.
You remember what she had on?
The first day she had on.
Now that's what really got nigga. She was glowing. Then she had on some little tights, my G. That's what really did.
The first day when she came, she had on some jammies.
Ooh, I know that.
I'm feeling when they pull up in the jammies and the bracelet.
But check it though. Her hair was done and she pulled up in a nice ride. And she got out and she had pajama type clothes on, like a lounge and sweatpants
My
type.
car fix shit ain't acting right. I don't know what's going on.
No, it was my son. Mom, come bring me some money. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was her son getting the car fixed. She was just coming to pay me.
Okay.
And when she came in, she had a ring on. So I didn't really, fool with it too much, But I was still checking her out, how you do.
Yeah.
And the next day, she came in. I think it was the next day, maybe 2 days later. She came in, and when she came in the next time, she was like fly. You know what I'm saying? She had on like. You know what I'm saying?
She got me too. I ain't from Kannapolis. Let me tell you.
She came the second day, that second time she was fly, and I really paid attention then. So I'm like, okay, she ain't fly for no reason. So I'm looking, the ring gone. I'm like, hold on.
She come up here for me, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I stop this story right quick? Let me ask you this. Where was your husband from?
We both from Philly.
Both from Philly. Where you from KP? Shout out my G. And he
Listen,
ain't from
big time,
Philly.
'cause
I heard
I
on
didn't
the side
believe it.
through. I just heard
I
that
said,
side.
ain't no way you from Kannapolis. Ain't no way.
Because you had
I
a
didn't believe
misconception
it.
of West Country
I
boys and wasn't nothing
I
like you
wore a
there.
wedding ring on everything. I continued to wear my wedding ring to keep people away, not because I was still in my marriage. I just didn't want to.
My man came out with that.
I was like, no, not
You know the
him.
boy
Let me
talking
take this
about,
off.
I ain't from Kannapolis. I'm fly. Well, he ain't from Philly. Yeah.
The second day when she came, with her fly gear on, I had to show her what was wrong with the truck, whatnot.
No, you didn't. You wanted
And,
to. He had to show her. You just gave her a printout.
So
Yo, Felix, go show her that the shit ain't
we talked for a few minutes, because I asked her, hold on, because the day before you had a ring on, what she told me. So then I asked her if she wanted to go for a ride on my motorcycle. So I took her for a ride on my motorcycle that same night. It was a wrap.
What kind of bike you
She felt that vibration.
got? Go on.
How about that? Oh, you gonna be on this shit, cuz? My uncle don't play, nigga.
I got a booster, but when I hit that throttle, she just.
Yeah, that smooth dirty South play.
I felt like Prince because on the way back from to the shop, it had started raining on us. Like I was maybe half a mile from my shop, and it just started raining, so we were wet. I was trying to be careful on, just, that's what popped through my brain, you know what I'm saying? Perfect rain.
Boy, I wish it was a part of that. Yo, this is some real lush, and this is what people need to see, because every time it's like negative.
Yeah.
If you don't show the people, like, just two black people loving each other, and it's cool to say you love her and how you met, and they ain't gotta be all tough and shit, so.
And it takes a real man to handle his business. And this is a joke. I be seeing it on Instagram and Facebook, the little memes, how they portray black men as scared of commitment, or we date you for 30 years and then be like, oh, we're married. So definitely, bro,
My dad was like that.
Word.
That's the question that I have for you too. I wanted to ask, I said, both of your parents are married, you came up with both of your parents or not?
My mom and my stepdad raised me.
But I'm saying you
My
had
dad
two
was
parents.
around, yeah.
Two parents in the house and this is
Yeah,
support.
and I did as well.
Well, they built a real nigga in you, cuz listen, shout out to we might have to pull something out. I told y'all, bro, I gotta clean
Let me ask you
up.
this. Have you had an interaction with the ex-husband?
Negative or positive?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I was gonna get to that. Obviously, it was a little negative at first.
Nah, I don't think
Well,
so.
really, I don't have too much negative with it.
Yeah.
If I ain't got nothing nice to say, I just don't say nothing.
Oh, yeah, I'm just asking in
What
general.
I tell y'all?
But when he said
Can I
negative,
give y'all the real version what
Thank
that
you.
means?
Silence is
Yeah.
a motherfucking
That
killer.
means
I don't play no game.
if it's gotten there and I had to say something, I said it one time and it was cool.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There's been a time or two where he's had to say, but for the most part, I mean, especially now, we're at a point now where everybody knows who everybody is.
Yeah, you
And
ain't
see,
getting her
people
back,
broke up
dog.
years before y'all got there. You don't even talk to that, bro.
You got kids, Brian? Any kids? You got kids?
I do.
You got, so how many kids in the whole situation?
We have 5 children together.
Oh, yeah, they be like, that
You
thing.
got how many?
I have 3 boys.
And you got,
I got a boy and a girl.
are any of those two close in age? A boy and a girl?
So the youngest 2, my son is 13, his daughter is 15.
Okay, cool.
And then his son is 18, and then I have a 22 and a 24-year-old.
I know he loved that. 13-year-old with a 15-year-old. I ain't my daddy. I want to do it. I ain't trying to marry none of y'all. I'm gonna tell you. He's
You heard him, but then say, yeah, the whole thing, now come on, look at that out. Niggas trying to be cool.
Sis, you ain't trying to have no sleepover this weekend. Keisha wanna come over.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I ain't had no
Shout out to
sister
big
close
families, man. Shout out to all the girls who, boy, I love my sister to death. Boy, shout out to,
Shout out to your sister.
oops. Yeah, shout out to all her friends.
My sister, man, I ain't done
Don't do it.
nothing with
Let's
my
move
sister.
on, man. I don't want, don't do it.
My sister.
Bring it in. We got about 10 more minutes with these people. We gotta bring it in. We gotta hit a, you gonna hit no topic with them?
Huh?
You gonna hit no topic? You gotta run this shit, run the Instagram
Oh, yeah.
shit, and I gotta get her on the topic. We gotta find something juicy.
We gotta find something juicy.
I got one. I just wanna make it somebody had to find.
They got one too. It's something they want to tell us. We ain't asking the right questions.
So maybe we need to let the doctor talk.
Let the doctor talk.
That's how I
Okay,
Nah,
let me
I
ask
really
you this.
just want. I want to know this.
Go ahead.
All right, fuck it. I'm gonna put this up.
Good, man. I'm here.
When it is when is it not repairable?
Ooh.
Like when like okay, let's say okay, if we have to put this at a like there needs to be a stopping point that you could tell young women like because if you're being in these situations and you're just constantly just sitting there and you get nothing done and everything, like when do you just say like when do you like can you make a cutoff point for these girls to be like yo if he ain't doing this he ain't doing that it's just like
So realistically, there is no we, and that's what we talk about all the time in therapy. We do marriage counseling, and even though you come to marriage counseling, it's always individual stuff that interferes with the relationship.
Right.
So my advice to any female, any male, when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel a sense of I can't be me, that's when it's time to let it go. Because that's only gonna spill over into different things. The older you get, the more people you add to the family. So as soon as you get to the point where you don't have a voice, you can't be an individual, that's when it's time to let it go.
I told you dog I was just trying to
For sure.
with everything she said I feel like she wrote a prescription to my life.
Now, when you're doing these counseling, what's the top 3 issues you see in marriages?
Communication,
Time. Oh.
intimacy.
And we don't want to confuse intimacy with sex.
No, we do not. Intimacy meaning, being close with your spouse, whatever it is, cooking, shopping, sex, laughing, movie, just intimacy, just that being into each other.
Mm-hmm.
Communication, intimacy, and the other thing is infidelity.
All right. Let me ask you this. As far as raising children, how important is that balance? Like you want to take care of your spouse, you also want to take care of your children. Is that, do you see a lot of people maybe losing themselves in one way or the other?
We do see that a lot. Me personally, my take on that, my first marriage, I did that, had that all wrong. And what women do a lot is we replace whatever's going on in our life, we put our emotions in our children. So that's why the children come first. So when you argue with me, when we have a bad day, or when you went out and cheated, now it's just me and my kids, we spend all the time. That's where the intimacy goes. So that's why they come first, right? So now, at the end of the day, you have to realize principle. Okay, so I'm a pastor. There are people who say they believe your spouse comes first. There's no way to divide that, cut it, chop it. Your spouse comes first. So if you put your spouse first, the children fall into place. But once you get out of order, then you're kind of just stuck with the mess.
They're gonna have to start watching this show. Could you tell them where to go again on YouTube? Because I'm gonna start watching this show. Because I bet you she got some shit she getting up. I might can fix my shit, man. I don't wanna be, maybe I'll find me. I don't know what the fuck going on right now.
I just figure it out.
You know how hard it is, but literally I just been introduced to counseling, and I think that maybe I do need to sit down and talk. And I don't even just want to talk about relationships. I think I need to come holler at you, huh? I need some help.
Yeah, and we do, I used to do it by myself. So shout out to my husband, because once we got together, like I said, he has an auto repair shop, and I stopped my day job to help him. But then he jumped on board with me for the therapy. So he helps me, and it does help having a man there, because men are not used to, not comfortable with, all right, ma'am, you got all these rules, it's probably girl power, you know, that's what comes with it initially.
Yeah.
So it helps, but at the end of the day, I think one of the other things with couples is me translating what you do or what you say the wrong way. So your perspective is different from mine. Whatever you do, whatever you say, that's just what you meant. But once it hits me, I take that and make it what I think it's supposed to mean.
Yes.
So and we tell people all the time, we're just the translators.
Yeah, I might need to sign up with these people. They ain't giving you no bullshit.
Yeah, how can they reach you?
gettingtoknowmarriage@gmail.com, Getting to Know Marriage on YouTube, Getting to Know Marriage on Instagram, Getting to Know Marriage on Facebook. Everything is Getting to Know Marriage.
Is it getting to know how to fix a car? How to tell them about the car shit too? We need to shoot it out.
My shop is in Concord. It's Kannapolis with Concord address, but it's called the Mobile Mac Shop.
Okay.
And Mobile Mac Shop is where quality meets confidence. You gotta remember that.
Quality meets quality.
And I have a YouTube channel. It's Mobile Mac 1981. I do how-to videos, all kind of car care tips, maintenance, a bunch of different videos. I got over 1,000 subscribers, over 500,000 views on my channel, so you can check it out.
And that's at 2715 South Main Street in Concord.
Y'all please
Mobile Mac
subscribe to these
1981.
YouTube channels, please. That is so important.
Yeah, please go and sign. Pull up on you. What you gonna do?
It's clicking on the link. It takes 15 seconds to subscribe to somebody's YouTube channel, man.
Do you know that shit happened that you said last week? Listen, don't like my shit when I say go subscribe to my page. Don't like it, go subscribe, nigga.
Yeah, and it's like
I can read.
it ticked me off because, like, at what point are we gonna support each other? Okay, at one point we needed you to come out and spend some money. You didn't want to fucking do that.
So
no, I'm gonna rewind. Let me rewind it. This is black business. First, it would have been nice if you came and help us set the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Because other people do. I done helped plenty of other people do that, especially of
Big
other
companies
races.
too, not
Like
no
they'll
little
have like a business or something. They're like, yeah, we're gonna get the business off the ground and we're gonna move some stuff. I get that. It started with some. I used to date an Asian chick. This was years ago. And they opened up, every time one of them opened up, it would be 20 little Asians in there helping them do what they do.
Right.
And I've just seen that with so many people. So then when it comes to my people, you're not coming to help us. Shit, how many people you got coming over there? Shit, you need my truck?
Who gonna
Okay,
be
what
there?
else?
That's
You
important.
feeding us? Alright, so you didn't come help me set up. Now that we got it set up, I need you to come through. I'm having a grand opening event. Man, shit, I got a, so you didn't help me set up. You didn't come to my grand opening. I got Tupac performing. You know everybody thought Tupac was dead. Tupac performing on Saturday. This is Welcome Back to Life party. Shit, bro. When you said, man, I just told you I got Tupac coming. Now it's went all the way down to all I need you to do is click on a fucking link.
Right.
They ain't even doing that. Like, come on.
You know that more. That boy, you know, he used to date my niece. I'm not clicking on this shit. I'm not doing it.
It takes 10 seconds, man. Click on it. As a matter of fact, you say you my people. From now on, if you dap me up, open palm. Now, I'm old school. If we just fist bumping, I'm gonna give you a pep. But if you dap me up, open palm, I'm checking my YouTube shit right after we dap up. And if you ain't on there, I'm punching you in your shit. Real talk, man. That's some fake shit. Be dapping me up and then you can't even click on the fucking link in my partner.
Meanwhile, this damn 3-year-old got 50,000 damn followers.
And man, go to your damn, go to your web history. Go to your web history. Go to damn Pornhub. You done clicked on 40 links today. What you gotta click on? Done downloaded Big Butt Butha 69.
But I tell you what you do, you put it out there like this. I got a secret code. Go download or subscribe to our page. Y'all know how I get it up. We got the Steamers Coochie Steam. We gave out a couple tickets to basketball games. We tried to give out some shit to Tank, but he said that funny shit. Niggas didn't want to go to the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, boy, you fucked this pack up for me. I thought the show looked good. Meanwhile, we with a nigga who might suck a dick.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Why? Because we got to get out of here. Steamer, what we at?
I went to you.
Damn, we got. Ooh, don't do 30 minutes. Let's get on up out of here, because you know how they do this, and we just like, just keep on and keep on.
You can tell we like to talk.
Oh, but this is good shit, though. We was in here talking about them other niggas in here, and when I see niggas, I'm gonna kill them, cuz they know what we do. Westside niggas, that's what we do, right, cuz? Whoop, whoop.
That's what they be doing. So I kill people, and I live at 955 Rory Drive.
Nigga turn around this whole night.
Thomas McClain, it's YB.
Yeah, dog, give out to you on Instagram.
Man, y'all stupid, bro.
Nah, get this shit out of here, dog. What's your Facebook? Oh, yeah, get that shit to him.
But yeah, I wanted to know why getting to know marriage? Because you didn't say get to know your partner, getting to know relationships. Why getting to know marriage?
I selected getting to know marriage because a lot of people have a misconception of marriage. It's what you see on TV, you know, for the black people, Bill Cosby, you know, for me, which I'm grateful for, was what was in my house, you know, so you kind of have a picture of what you think it's supposed to be, but that's not really marriage.
This shit too real, my nigga. I'm
That's not
chills.
marriage.
Cause I was telling the girl, I was like, yo, we can't be acting like your damn uncle and them that was married in the 70s.
Right.
The motherfuckers was milking cows, and you telling me I gotta act? This nigga build a whole house. I can't build shit. I'm gonna build Legos. I got them put a Rubik's Cube together though.
Can I grab my book?
No, I can grab
Okay,
your book.
thank you.
But
Because
that's what I'm saying. It's too much. Oh, like it's like too many women. They try to put this what they think. Like they look at what their mom and their dad marriage was, and you try to make guys into that shit. And that's
Right.
why I feel like it don't never work, and it won't work with me with a woman until you be like, yo, okay, well our marriage consists of this. You might,
right.
whatever. I mean, you could be into some shit, but this is what we doing, and you starting to tell me, you know, I don't come out after 7. My mom, bitch, this not
That's
gonna
it.
work.
And that was one of my biggest issues. There was a lot of infidelity in my last marriage. But for me, if I can take responsibility, that was my biggest issue. I met him, we grew up on the same block.
Oh.
So he was my boyfriend when I was 11, and my plan in my head, I thought it was a good idea. He was raised by 2 parents who weren't, you know, he was raised by his grandma, but in my head, I was like, I'm gonna make him just like my dad so he can have a better life. That's not nice. Nobody asked me to do that. That's that man's life. He don't want to be my dad. He'd be great. And whoever he wanted.
You know, my dad
So
know
I
how to build a
spent
house.
20 years trying to recreate my dad, and that's not what you're supposed to do.
That's not
At
Well,
all.
ladies, I like to end the whole show on that shit. Quit trying to create a nigga and let a nigga be himself.
That's
And if this ain't the nigga you don't want and you don't want to fuck with, drop him off as a bitch that want him.
right, and that's okay.
And quit playing with these niggas, cause there's some good niggas out here. You just mad cause a nigga might just like to work on cars all fucking day so he can buy you a big 10-carat ring or some shit. But meanwhile, you tell me you working all day, you're working all night. If I didn't work this, I was a lazy nigga on the goddamn couch. What can I do to make you happy
Right.
outside of drop this
Nothing.
dick off in you?
Nothing. That's the big answer. You can't make nobody else happy. Nothing.
Exactly, dog. That's why I feel like that might be me with the bandana tied, and I'm like, I need y'all I'm gonna hit y'all with some shit, cause I need somebody to talk to me.
You gonna read us an excerpt?
No, this was good because you asked what made me pick. So there's 7 chapters, and getting to know marriage consists of getting to know yourself, getting to know that person, getting to know commitment, getting to know love, getting to know peace, getting to know maturity, which brings us to what marriage is, getting to know marriage.
She just broke you down the whole
Cut it, Stan.
Cut it. Broke the soy sauce down. He just cut it. End the shit.
show?
Just end the shit.
He
That's
killed it right there.
that's